Employee management. Man, there are some struggles with employees. What's that biggest struggle? Welcome to the Culture Course Show, where we help you attract top talent and build a company culture that will thrive. I'm Grant Botma, and I'm the owner of an Inc. 5000 fastest growing company in America. Look, as a leader, as a manager, I have been there. I know how it goes, that there are struggles with your team. It's hard sometimes to get your team to do the things that you want them to do. And I believe, based on the feedback that I get and the people that I'm talking to with their management, that is, as a whole, one of the biggest struggles that are out there. How do you manage your team? How do you manage your employees in a way so that they actually act on what you're telling them to do, but act on it correctly? Like, why aren't they doing what I've said? What's the problem here? Why are people not listening to me, you might ask? Or why do people not care enough to listen to me, you might ask? And it might make you think, like, do I have the wrong people on my team? What's going on? I thought this person cared. I thought this person believed in the business. I thought this person believed in me. Why are they not responding well? It's a struggle. Here is probably the solution. Are you communicating clearly and in a very simple way? This episode is brought to you by my new book, The Problem Isn't Their Paycheck: How to Attract Top Talent and Build a Thriving Company Culture. This book is available on Amazon, softcover, hardcover, Audible, and ebook. You can also get more information about this book at culturecourse.com/book. That's culturecourse.com/book. Or you can go to Amazon, search my name, Grant Botma, or search The Problem Isn't Their Paycheck, and it should come up there as well. Again, you need to make sure that you're communicating clearly and in a simple way. I follow EntreLeadership on Instagram, and I thought they did a really good job. They created like kind of this infographic on one of their recent posts. And one of the posts said it this way: there are 4 must-dos to make sure that you're communicating clearly and communicate well. 1 is prepare beforehand. 2, understand who's going to be receiving the communication and make sure that it's relevant. 3, you've got to listen. You really have to listen to the people that you're communicating to again, make sure that you're communicating in a relevant way. And then 4, you've got to be clear. This is not rocket science in how you're communicating. You have to be very, very, very precise in all forms of your communication. Okay, so there are times where I might have this really big endeavor, this really big new thing that we're doing. We're always constantly changing things in my business. I believe that you have to constantly change in order to keep up with society and the direction that things are moving, especially in the financial sector. There's so many new pieces of technology and things that you can do to make the customer experience better. It's just a really, really big deal to constantly be changing. And some of these changes are really big. It's moving from one system to the other. And as big and as complex as something like that is, and how much kind of frustration there might be internally with the team in dealing with that, we fail when I make it more complex than it needs to be. When I say, hey guys, we're switching, and then A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and the whole list goes on, and I make this gigantic announcement with more words than anybody even really cares to read. I'm not being clear, and I'm not being simple. I need to make sure that anytime I'm communicating something to my team, anytime I'm asking them to do something, I have to be clear and I have to be simple. And if you're not doing that, you're going to continue to have this major struggle, the biggest struggle with employee management, which is getting your team to listen and do what they said. It may not be an issue of the employee desiring to listen to you. They might want to listen to you. But it could be that your communication isn't clear, that your communication isn't simple. So as a result, they don't know how to act. They don't know how to respond. Or they get confused and they respond incorrectly. So here's your call to action this week. Identify one area where your communication is too long? And then simplify it. Do you send long, drawn-out emails asking somebody to do something that's many paragraphs long? If so, evaluate that. How could you make it into bullet points instead? Do you send extremely long Slack messages asking your team to do a thing? Maybe you can turn it into just a couple phrases or keywords. When you make an announcement to your team with audible words, whether it be over the phone or recording a video and sending it to everybody, or you get everybody together and you're on a stage and you say, hey, listen up, we're doing a thing. How long are you talking for? Are you talking for 30 minutes, but it could be in 3 minutes? Evaluate where you're long-winded in your communication to your team and see about simplifying it. Make it clearer. This will help with the biggest struggle that all of us have as we're leading people, and that's just getting people to listen and do what you asked. Make things simple for them. Don't make it more work to one, listen because you're long-winded, but to two, act on what they're listening to because it's confusing. Clear, make it clear. Simple, make it simple. That's how your communication needs to be as a leader. This will help you with employee management and help you get employees to not only actually listen, but act on the things that you know they need to be acting on to get the business to move in the direction that you want it to. Have a great week.